Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, Coding at Home. My name is Matthew and this is the Survival Guide to a Survival Game series, part inventory. Right, so if you have been following along last week with the videos when I was building it live, that's had to come to an end because I was fucking up and it was making it a nightmare. So what I've done today is I've built the full template of the inventory system, which I will show you now, so you can see what the final product's going to look like, and it's fully working with no bugs or problems. And what I'm going to do is I'll put that onto my other screen and we'll build it from scratch, which is probably the best way. I didn't. You could probably figure it out and keep what you've got, but it's probably not going to be worth it. So I'll show you the final product. I'll move my face out the way. So it is dynamic, so I'll show you the dynamic first. So in the player controller, it's an inventory component, so it's an actor component. So you can set your limited slots, true or false, if you're using weight, yes or no, the amount of slots if you're using limited slots. Obviously, if you're not, this number won't do anything. So if you hit limited slots, give ourselves 50. And also show tooltips, which I've also done as well. These you won't need to touch, in the array of items you won't need to touch either. So if we compile that, jump into a game, very basic, doesn't look like anything, but you can see what it would look like with slots. And then if I jump out, I'll show you limited slots turned off. You'll probably turn weight on. If you had it, it would just be bare. And if you went to pick an item up, like so, they would just auto stack. There's the weight. I've got a little icon. I just downloaded the thumbnailer light from the market store. It's free. Very easy to use. You won't need me to show you. I figured it out in seconds. So what I've got is the tooltip describing the name, amount, the max stack. There's a couple of other things you could have had. The health of it, usable, yes or no, and then like a description if you wanted. If there's no item, the tooltip won't show up. And if you drop, the items are dropping in front. Now obviously I haven't messed around with the collision too much, so some things are falling through the world. And as you can see, maybe that's I will remove them slots in the one that I make. Alright, just noticed that, sorry, but we'll jump back onto a limited slots with 50. Compile, and this is what it would look like. So there's me 50 slots, and same for the storage boxes. They have dynamic amounts. They've got 5. Everything works here as well. I'll grab some apples off the floor here. See, the donuts are falling through the floor. So you can drag over and you can move in here. You cannot drag into itself and duplicate items, so I've made sure you can't do that. You can shift and click. It'll split the stack. Shift and click again. Split it again. If it's a 1, it won't split. No tooltip on an empty slot. And you can see that's dynamically changing. You can restack, swap, restack, split again. Oop, that's caps lock. Split, restack. You can alt click to move over to whatever storage you've got open, and of course alt click back. If you split and alt clicked, it would auto stack for you on that side, like so. Leave the inventory, grab some more apples. There's ours. Everything's still in there. Grab them out. Go to a bigger inventory with 15 slots. Stick them in there. That's no problems at all. All good working order. These are dynamic. As you can see, you could name it. Set the amount of slots. Let's have 9 slots. Hit play. 9 slots. And the inventory widgets are all here. We'll craft all these in a minute. You'll need a storage widget, widget storage. What I've tried to do in the widget blueprints, there is only what it looks like. You will need one variable, which is a wrap box, and it'll need to be named inventory slots. And the only code you will need is the on drop. There is nothing else in here. So I've tried to make it as template as possible, so you can take the component and just move that to wherever you want, and it should work with any widget. So you can just build an inventory system the way you want it, and the component will do all the work for you. So you've got an inventory slot, a widget for the storage box, and a slot for that. And I have got some. These are just what you see when you look at an item. Okay, I've put them in there. I have done the show us a visual. I don't know if I didn't mention it, but I don't know, you might have seen it in the top right corner. That is showing up and filling the screen. There's a short delay, and they're disappearing, like so. You can put an animation if you want that to fade out. It's totally up to you. Is there anything else to showcase? No, I think that's it. Let's build it. So I'll put my reference over here. So we're going to go first person project, hit start, name it. YouTube taught inventory. I've not got my glasses on, they're upstairs. Okay, we're in the editor. So you know what I like to do first is sort my content browser out. I do think this is the absolute best way to set your content browser up. So you want a new folder. You want to name this one assets. So anything that comes into your project needs to go into there. Keeps it dead tidy, this. You need your blueprints. I always do that. Blueprints. You will need your game folder. You will need your widgets, and you will need a maps folder. Okay, so let's go straight into maps. Create a new level, call it map 1. Excuse me. Let's load that up. We'll head straight into modes, throw a landscape on there, give it some grass, create, come out of mode, go into modes and go back into the select mode, place actor, throw a BP sky sphere in, clear that, go to lights, give it a directional light and a skylight. Now in your world outliner, go to BP sky sphere and attach your directional light. And we must be under the landscape. Yes, we are. Hit save on the map. Set your directional light to movable. On an open world game, you don't want to build light. It's not how it works. You have to have a movable light. Hit save on that. So you can come out of there now. Go into your game folder. We're going to need a few things in here. Blueprint, all classes. You need a game mode. Select and go GM for game mode underscore level, or map 1, probably better, because you would have a game mode for your main menu, a game mode for your level, a game mode for the server lobby, whatever, however you want it to do it. You will also need a blueprint, a game instance, Okay, hit save and call this, just go my game instance, and you can hit save all on them. Mouse is starting to not work. Right, so I need to tidy this up because I can't cope. Right, geometry can be moved into starter content and then deleted. You can also delete the first person map, and now you can delete that. Yes, starter content definitely needs to be moved in assets. Now delete. Why is map 1? Delete. Yes, you can force delete that. First person. You will. Are these the player animations? Yep. Keep that first person BP. Delete the tutorial. Delete the maps. The blueprints. Get rid of that game mode. Get rid of that HUD. Projectile. Yes, you can force delete that. We'll be deleting that anyway. The first person character. Move into blueprints. We will use him. Then you can delete the blueprints folder. And this folder here. We are nearly there. First person. Just move that into assets. And then that's all done. Now delete. Okay, so edit project settings is next. We go to maps and modes. Game mode, we'll set to our game mode. Default pawn will be, well, we haven't made it yet. What we need to do is go to blueprints, first person character. We'll rename this to BP underscore player. Okay. You will also need a blueprint player controller. Call this PC underscore player. While we are here, why don't we make all the blueprints? Let's see. So, yeah, okay. So while we're in here, let's go to blueprint class and let's make the actor component, and this is inventory I can't spell, everyone knows this. I probably haven't even spelled it right on my other project, so I don't know why I'm coming. But we've got an inventory component. Don't make the storage one, because we'll just copy this one and rename it. And there's one or two things to change, and then it'll just work for the inventory system, just like it works for the storage system, just like it works for the inventory system. Okay, so let's hit save on them. We will also need a file for the enums. You also need a file for structures. I think I mistyped, yes. For the structures. Let's make the structure now. So we have got a blueprint. What happened there? Blueprint structure. And this can be the item structure. And then this is what all the items information you're going to need. So we are going to need the name. New variable. We are going to need the icon. New variable. We are going to need the weight. New variable. We are going to need the amount. New variable. I have got edible slash usable. Right, I don't care if I've mistyped anymore. I have got does it rot or expire. I put rot because I couldn't spell expire. So I've got max stack, new variable. I have got does it stack, new variable. I have got empty slot. I have got the description, new variable health of the item. So it could be a weapon with health, or like, well, you'll need this for how long does it take to expire. So that's in health. And I have got the enum type. So this is a text. This is a texture. 2D. This is a float. This is an integer, not that one, this one. And then we've got boolean, boolean, integer for the max stack, obviously, boolean, boolean text. And health will be a float. An enum type, well, we haven't made that yet, so let's make that. So we'll drag this, dock this up the top, come back to maps, jump out of there, go to enums, set a blueprint up, numeration. We'll go enum underscore pickup. Okay, we'll hit save. Item structure, we can now put enum underscore pickup. Okay, so that's when we drop it back on the floor, it knows what to spawn. Okay, that's why we need that one in there. That is the item structure done. The enum, let's hit that up now and see what we've got going on. Enum pickup list. So I'm not going to put all of these in the new, because we don't have all the items. So I've got apple, which is all we've used so far. We've got the watermelon, and I don't know. We use medkit. We'll use stone. No, I don't know. I shouldn't care this much. Let's just put what we did last time and use medkit. Okay, this is where you'll add all your items. For all your game, you put everything in this list. It doesn't matter if it's a pickup, a weapon, item, craft, wall, foundation, everything goes there. And then you can do what you want with it after this, okay? So, I mean, you could go for the building, you could have your own enum for buildings, but not yet. Just put a few in there. It's a template. We'll make the stuff later. So, what else have we got to do? Let's do the BP player. Check the time. Yes, we are fine. Right, get rid of that. And all the VR stuff. Get rid of all the VR. And input movement. This will always be false. So you can delete that. Plug him in. This will always be false as well. So you want to plug this in here, get rid of that. That's now tidied right up. We've got a macro to put in there, which we'll sort in a minute. Jump, leave the mouse input. You'll need to make this bigger. Drag this out like that. Stick input. Well, we'll leave it in, because if you want to make this a controller ready inventory template, that might be another video, but if you want it, we'll do that as well. Alright, but it'll have to be for an Xbox controller, because that syncs up to this. A PS5 controller won't. You'll need to do extra work to get a PS5 controller to sync up. Okay, so what else do we need? Don't want that, don't want that, don't want that, that viewport. We have construction script. No, don't need that. Compile, save, viewport. That is all we want. Now if we go to world settings, our game mode is game mode map 1. Project settings, we'll fill this in now. The BP player, the HUD, just leave HUD. We're not using their HUD though. PC player is that. Game state, we're not going to bother with that. It's not multiplayer yet, so don't need any of them. Startup, we'll start up on map 1. Game default, map 1. Right, while we're in here, let's do some inputs. So leave the first three. You will need a interact, and we'll use E on the keyboard. You can put F if you want. If you're used to F, you can put F. If you you will need shift down, and this will be left shift. You will also need alt down, and this will be left alt. Okay, is there anything else in settings? I don't think so. Let's double check on here. It was just to get I've done all that, haven't we? Game mode maps, changed my game instance to my game instance, and other than that, I think we are done for that. Save all. So that's some blueprints made, pickups made. Go back to the content folder. Games done. Game mode, game instance. I've got my save game on the other project. We don't need that yet. Maps is done. Assets, we don't need any assets here. Widgets, okay, let's do the widgets. So we need quite a few, so let's get all the names done, and then we'll work on them. Unless you want to do them all one at a time, could do that. Let's do it that way then. So we've got so prefix with a W underscore. We've got the hover over tooltip. So in here, I'm gonna have to move the camera slightly. So I have deleted the canvas panel. I have thrown down a border. Border color is right. This really doesn't matter. I'm going to try and do this as quick as I can because it does not matter. Just turn the opacity down to 0.7 or something like that. Hit OK. Dismiss that. So I have gone with a vertical box. So come to panel, vertical box, drop onto the border. In the vertical box, we've got text. So we've got text name. Make it a variable. Alright. Duplicate. And change it to amount. duplicate, usable, duplicate, health, duplicate, and I've got description, compile, save. In the graph, camera's gonna have to, oh god, nightmare, it's gonna have to go there. So what have I got in here? Construction script. I've got one variable, so let's see. Construction script, we don't need them. Add a variable, call this item info, and this will be item structure, exposed on and editable on spawn. So on begin on vent construct, which is the same as begin play. We just want to break the struct. Cancel that. Break the struct. Here is all the information. So we want to set name, set text to name. Connect these up. Okay, we want to mount max, which we've got a mount, doesn't matter of the name. You want to set text. Now you want to format this text, not a for each loop. Format. Now what I've done just to make it a little bit better is if you come in here and if you go type the word amount, and if you put a space, curly bracket, then put amount, or you could put current. Definitely isn't spelled right. Then put a space, / space, then put curly bracket max, close curly bracket. You'll get this set up. So it'll say the word amount, then you can put two lots of information in. So put the amount and the max stack, and that'll look pretty cool, right? So, and then we've got description, which is here, set text, and just want to plug in description, plug that in there. You can reroute all this if you want. And health, percent, yes, you could just write that. So let's set text, and I formatted this one, format text, and this, you want this to say health, and then put the curly bracket, then you just percent, close curly bracket, then put the actual percent sign, because this is what the information, so this is the number of health, so it'll give you the actual float and then the percent sign, right? So that's all we need to do in there. Compile, save. That's one ticked off the list. What do we have next? Status bar. We don't want to do that. The visual drag. Okay, so next widget. Widget blueprint. This is widget underscore drag visual. Open this up. I'll open mine up, move my camera out the way. So in here, get rid of the canvas panel, very quick, size box, override it, go 100 by 100, and in the size box I have got a canvas panel. And in the canvas panel, I've got an icon, so image, anchor that to all sides, 0 all of these out, 0, 0. Now, if you want it to look more realistic, come to the top, fill screen, put it to side on screen. And that's what it's going to look like, okay? So, come to brush, tint, drop the opacity a little bit more, something like that. Click OK. I've got the item name and the amount. This is up to you what information you want to show when you drag. So some people show just an item, some people show item, the name, the weight, the whole lot. For now, I'll put the name and the amount. Then it's up to you what you want to do. So just drop text on, rename this to name, and make that a variable. And you can just anchor that to the top. Reduce the font size because that's far too big, to 15. And then you can put that in the center. Let's have another text on the canvas panel. Rename this to amount. That needs to be in a variable, and anchor that to the center. Center this out here. You can put 0.5 and 0.5 if you want that bang center. And then center the text. And if you want, you can just put 00 so you get a rough idea. You can put the font down a little bit for that as well. And you are done with that. Let's see the graph. So in the graph, we have event construct. I have called the event update. Custom update item info, and then on construct call update. Okay, so we are going to set the name, set text to, we need to make the variable for the item info. Sorry, I should have probably done that first. Item structure. Make that instance editable and exposed on spawn. You can now bring that in, break it down, drag off of here, and connect up name, icon, set brush from texture, set up that, and the amount, set text, the amount, it'll auto convert like that. Okay, that's all we're doing in here. Compile, save. Nice easy one. What else have we got? Where is my thing gone? There you go. We've got the hotbar slot, which we're not going to do. The HUD. The HUD you will need to do, I think. But we won't need that, or that. Well, yeah, we will need all that. Let's get it all done. So, widget interface, underscore w underscore HUD. Open this up. Now, if you drag a border first, anchor it to the full width, 0 out, 0 out. Come down to tint. You will need to do this so you can put that to 0, so it's an invisible drop zone for when you throw items off an inventory. It has to land on, you drag them out, it has to land on the HUD so you can call the on drop. Now if you've only got the hotbar here and a bit here and then the cursor in the middle, it's not technically landing on the HUD. The canvas panel isn't classed as widget. Okay, you have to have something for it to land on. right? So that's just something you might not have known, you might have known. So if you stick a border, now what have we got? We've got the image. So now we can drag an image onto the canvas panel, anchor it to the dead center of the screen, 0 it, 0 it. Size, I've gone 16:16. The image is the first person crosshair. So you can compile and save that. Stats box, we'll not bother with that. Look at item name, we will bother with that. So that will be a vertical box, which is in the panel section. Vertical box, drop it onto the canvas panel. So center it, 0 it, 0 it, 0.5 on the X, and position Y, just go down ever so slightly. I have gone to 80 on mine, and that needs to be a variable, so rename that to look at item name. Make that a variable, save, compile, and that is the hotbar. So we'll not bother with that, but we will do the add item. So we need a vertical box on the canvas panel. Vertical box, we'll anchor this to the top right corner. Position that at 0, 0. Put X at 1 and size it to content. Compile, save, and rename this to added item box, and that will need to be a variable. Compile, save. Let's head over to the graph. Won't need this, won't need this. I think I have a delay of 3 seconds. I'll just double check so I'm not doing anything wrong. Which one are we on? Move the camera. HUD. So I have nothing in the HUD. We must be doing that elsewhere. What we do have in the HUD is some more information which we will come back to. So we can leave that for now. That's the HUD done. Let's see what else we've got. We've got the widget inventory, the item slot, the look at item, show add item visual, widget storage, and the item. Okay. Should I keep going? Probably it's going to be a long video. It's not too long. Okay, so let's keep let's just get it done. Right, widget interface, blueprint, you want underscore inventory. Let's open this up. So let's see what I've got in here. So I have got on the canvas panel, horizontal box with a border, a vertical box. Yes, I don't need that. All we need is a vertical box. We need a scroll box inside of a vertical box. Yeah. Okay, so let's get a size box. And we want something that big-ish. Anchor it to the left-hand side of the screen, maybe. Position 60. Position -300 is fine. Size, let's go 800 by 500. It's 0, not that one, 60. 0 that out and go 0.5 in the Y. I think I prefer it more lined up. So inside this size box, you need to put a border. You can put a border in there on top of that. So border inside the size box, and let's tint, doesn't matter. Let's go with a blue one. Just turn the opacity down to 0.5, something like that. And then inside, on top of the border, sorry, you will need a vertical box. And inside the vertical box, you will need a scroll box. And right on top of it. And inside the scroll box, you need a wrap box. Now, vertical box, scroll box, do you size to content or just put fill? And wrap box is filled up anyway, so that just gets as big as it needs to be. So let's save that. And in the graph, I don't think there's anything. No, the only thing that you need to do in here is make sure you've got your wrap box renamed to inventory slots, and that does need to be a variable, and that is all you need in here. Let's see what else we have got. We've got the icon slot. So what we'll do is the drag visual, we'll duplicate the drag visual, and we'll call this the inventory slot. And we will just add some stuff to this. So let's see, let's put the amount down at the bottom corner. All right. Come on.
No, I'm getting ready, I'm going to bed. Bored. There's a big massive bonfire behind.
What?
She's having a big fire behind. You can still record, you know, I'm not talking.
Okay, so we have got the amount. I'm going to drop that down to the bottom corner, zero it out, put X to 1, Y to 1, and size that to content. Reduce the font down to about 16, something like that. The image is a variable, so we'll rename that to icon. Probably should have done that on the other one. That's fine. What else do we want in here? The item weight. So we'll just duplicate the text, rename that to weight, like that, and we will anchor him to this side and put these back to 1 and 0. No, leave that one at 1. Keep that one. Move that one to 1, that one to 0. Jeez, fuck. And then that is a variable. Compile. What else do we want? Now, what I did on mine is I've got a little box. So I've got a size box just to show that it was usable or something like that. So we've got a size box. top of the canvas panel. This size box is shouldn't be sized to content on mine, so that's all right though. So we're going to anchor this to the bottom right hand corner. We're going to put it position -5, -20, size maybe 5 and 5 or something like that. Let's zoom in. Alignment is 1 and 1. And I definitely think that is a little bit bigger. 32 by 32. That's what I've got on the image size. So 32, 32, 32. That is too big. I don't know, 20. Even that's too big. Let's go 10. 10. Just to have a little bit of a reference. And then we'll put in a border in there. And make that yellow or red, just to let you know that it's a usable item. I mean, there's many ways you could do it. Like, I was going to put the little Pac-Man icon, you know, like an eating sign to know it was edible. But I didn't bother looking on the, just like Google, and I didn't want to, you know what I mean. So, compile, and then I've got one more in a size box. In the canvas panel here, and then this one is anchored to the right. Zero that out, zero that out. Position 1, position 0.5, or alignment rather, and reduce that size down to something like 10 as well. And then on the X, let's bring it off there slightly. Size maybe 20. Probably bring this one down a little bit. I don't want to start faffing on with it, like, because we'll be here all day. Position -5. Length wants to be 30, and then position and Y, we'll move that one up. And then we will put a progress bar inside of that one. And this size box needs to be a variable and named image underscore usable. The progress bar needs to be progress bar underscore health. Compile, save, and you can set this to fill from bottom to top and %, something like that, so you can just visually see it. Change the color if you want, do what you want with it. And we are now going to the graph, and we need to go to, yes, we'll do all that in the next episode. So let's come out of there. Just want to get set up, and then we'll do all the blueprints in the next episode. So we've got the look at item. So let's go widget interface, w underscore look at item display. Delete the canvas panel, and I've got a size box. We'll put this to desired on screen, and it's 100 by 50. So override it. 100. Ooh, that is 1,000. 100 by 50. Compile, and then in here I've got a vertical box, and then I've got text and text again. Now the first text is name. So that is the name. That needs to be a variable. And the other text can just say press E, like that or something. You can center that and center that. Save that. This does nothing, so you can close out of that now. Show add item visual. User interface widget. Show add item. Oh, putting spaces in all of it. Underscore show add item visual. Thought I did that. Drag item visual. So this doesn't need to be anything either. This is purely just a size box. Just go 100 by 100. 100 by 100, and you just want, if you want the amount, you'll have to use an overlay or a canvas panel. Probably just use a canvas panel, and then put the image, rename that to icon, and anchor that all the way 0 0 0 0, and obviously it doesn't look like that, it looks like this. Tint, reduce this down to 0.6 or something low, and then add text on top of the canvas panel, anchor that to the middle, put 0 0 so you can have a rough idea what it looks like. Anchor it to the center, 0 0 0. That doesn't matter, that won't make a difference anyway. Just put the alignment to 0.5, 0.5, center it like that, compile, save. This does need to be a variable, call that amount, compile, save. Head over to the graph. I don't think there's anything in the graph, but we'll double check. Yes, there is. So in my graph, we'll do this quickly because it's in and out. Where's the amount? That does need to be a variable. You also need the item info variable, and this needs to be the item structure, and you want to expose it. Okay, so we've got the item info, drag it in, break it. Let's get the, I cannot see, get the icon, set texture from this icon to here, get the amount, set the text to this amount, connect all that up. Now what I'm doing is a delay for 3 seconds, and then I'm removing from parent. Now if you want it to fade out or slide out or scale or do something other than just poof, this is where you would do it. So you would put play the animation. This is where that goes. Okay, so make the animation in here. Do this. If you want, you want to know how to do it, leave a comment. Ask us, we'll show you how to do that. Now, you would just run the animation, or you would use the delay as the animation. So run the animation, which would last 3 seconds, then remove it from parent. Okay, but I haven't made an animation, and I'm not going to in this one anyway. So that is done. What else is there? There's the storage and the storage widget. Right, I'll leave them two off. We'll do them in the next episode, because this one is getting on Yes, it is getting on. Um, is there anything we need to do? No. Right, so, right, I'll tell you what. Just quickly make these and then they're all done. Alright. Widget storage. All you need to do here is duplicate that. Call that widget storage. Okay, and then take the size box, something like that, move it over here. If you want, you can put stuff in here if you want. I probably should have said, so in this vertical box, if you want to put text in here, move that to the top. You can call that storage. And you can do the same on the inventory here. So in this vertical box, that's where you would add the text. And just move that to the top. Inventory. Okay, so that's them done. If we go to the widget storage, I don't think there's actual any graph work. Let's open it up. I don't think there's any graph. No, just the on drops and stuff like that. Rename that so you don't get confused later on. Storage. Okay, compile, save. Storage name. Yes, what I have done is I've got a variable on the other one, the storage name. You know how I've got the small storage and big storage. You can dynamically change the name or craft into it whenever it comes up. So you can dynamically do that if you want, which will just be a case of setting that to a variable and on open get the name of the box. Alright, are we done? So now all you want to do is get the slot, inventory slot, duplicate that, take the one off, take inventory and type storage. It's definitely spelled wrong. Storage. And is there any more? There's the storage slot, which that is what I'm doing. So storage slot, it's exactly the same as that. The graph, I think exactly the same. That's the same. There's nothing in the graph. Just that tooltip. We'll do all that in the next episode. Right, so other than the blueprints, we could do that so we are set up, or we could cut it. Let's see how long that's going to take. Blueprints, BP master, or no, yes, pick up master. There's that to make. Right, we'll cut that there. We'll make the rest. We should be able to finish it in the second episode, all right? Because it's just writing the script for everything. But we're pretty much set up, and I'll not talk too much. But if you like the videos, please leave a like, subscribe, and if you do subscribe, flick the bell, and then you'll see when my next video comes out. Hopefully it'll be today. It might be tomorrow, but it will be done. All right. So I'll see you in the next one.